Did you know that only about 36% of Americans believe they'll have enough saved for retirement? For most, early retirement seems like it's impossible, like it's a pipe dream. But what if I told you you could actually do it without having to win the lottery or anything like that? Would you even stay to watch the rest of this video? I'm willing to bet no. But for those of you that have stuck around, it takes a lot of work. It takes planning, consistency, a few smart choices, and lastly, sacrifice. Welcome back to Dynamics of the Dollar, your go-to channel for mastering your money and building a brighter financial future. Today, I'm sharing the blueprint that I plan to use in order to retire early. Spoiler alert, it's not about giving up your daily coffee or missing out on fun or life. It's all about a simple mindset shift, tracking here and there, and most importantly, prioritizing what actually matters to you. So if you're still here and want to join me on this path to potentially retiring before you're 60, then stick around. It could change your life. Also, I have a nice little gift for those viewers that stick around to the very end of this video. Let's get started. So number one is set retirement contributions as a non-negotiable expense. Now, as you can see in the title of the video, I wrote hopefully, because realistically you never know. An earwig can crawl into my nose and eat my lower intestine like tomorrow. Who knows? Even with something like that in mind, I'm still treating my retirement fund like it's a non-negotiable bill that I have to pay. And it really just changes the game for you. It makes you feel like, okay, I have to contribute to this. A $500 a month contribution at a 7% annual return rate grows to nearly $600,000 in 30 years. And if you start 10 years earlier, it's almost double that. This video is really my wish for those 20-year-olds that are watching this video. Start. Please learn from us. Learn from our mistakes, us 30-year-olds. I use an everyday spreadsheet, which I'm going to make a video on a little bit later, on how I budget for the year. And straight up, using AI makes spreadsheets like that much easier. I am not a professional at making spreadsheets. I never was. As soon as AI started coming around, all you have to do is type in a prompt about what you want your spreadsheet to do, and it'll do it for you. It'll even give you instructions on how to build it. It's very easy, especially with like the algorithms in there and the calculations. Again, like I'm not a pro, so I just use the tools that are available to me and I make very simple, straightforward spreadsheets. For example, I'll go into ChatGPT and I'll type in, I want a spreadsheet that'll calculate how long it will take me to accumulate $1 million based off of how much money I put into this account every 2 months, whatever it is. And it'll give me step by step exactly how to build that spreadsheet, which cells to use, what algorithms to type in. Easy. And you can do it too. But if that's not your game and you don't want to start from scratch, there are apps that exist for this, like YNAB. Deciding that the retirement fund is like a bill or is a priority to me is really as simple as a flip of the switch. I just simply tell myself, this is my priority. So I found myself asking, what other small decisions can I make in order to make big impacts towards this goal? Which brings me to number two, prioritize small daily decisions with big long-term payoffs. Again, you've probably seen videos of these. These are like little tiny things that you can do on a day-to-day basis, like not buying coffee on the road or something like that. For me, it has actually a lot to do with food. I started to enjoy cooking more and more, mainly because I was saving money. Again, I'm financially motivated. So if I can save some money, I'll figure it out. I'll learn how to cook. I'll Google recipes. I'll watch videos on YouTube on how to make, like, I don't know, a paella or something. Fuck, I don't know. Instead of maybe going out to dinners, invite friends over for a potluck. It makes things actually feel a lot more personal as well, instead of going to a restaurant surrounded by strangers and then being doted on by a waiter or waitress gonna ask you for a 45% tip. And then she's gonna ask you if you want to split the bill, and it's like, all I had was a salad. Why should I have to pay for anyone else? Anyway, another small thing that I like to do is just pay annually for subscriptions. There are a few that don't allow it, like Netflix or Spotify, but almost every other subscription offers an annual subscription. Just dig a little deeper for that lump sum upfront and you'll save 15 to 20% on the year. And another thing that I'll do is shop around for better services. You don't owe these banks or insurance companies or these cell phone providers anything. A 30-minute call 20 minutes on hold and 10 minutes talking to the person can save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single year. And those extra few dollars that you're saving on your cell phone bill or insurance, you could stack towards your retirement fund. And all of them just compound on top of each other. You tell yourself, oh man, it's only $12 here and $10 there. That's like $22 a month. That's like 240 bucks a year if you just make a simple phone call, and then you could put that towards retirement. And again, the compound interest on that over years will, trust me, outweigh that 20-minute phone call you had to make. There's of course those budgeting rules that have been kind of laid out, and maybe a simple template, the 50 30 20% split that you've heard of. Maybe I personally did follow this for a little bit, but I found that life is a lot more complex than these three buckets. Adjust those according to your lifestyle, or again, just use AI to build a spreadsheet for you and let it, I don't know, help you out, help it create new buckets and split it up, or get really good at spreadsheets. I don't know, do whatever you want. I am going to make a video about how I use my spreadsheet before the end of the year, so that way I can show you exactly how I budget for the entire year. I knew nothing about spreadsheets before, like, outside of like basic math. Now look at me. Look at me. After I had laid out all these little tiny decisions, an even bigger question popped in my head. And I'm sure you're probably thinking it too. Where is the fun in all of this? Which brings me to number 3. Leave room for fun and flexibility. This has to be the most important thing. What's the point of saving for retirement or putting money aside if you don't get to enjoy the life that you're probably missing by being so frugal or strict? It's really what life is all about. Allocate a little bit of those funds that we were talking about earlier when you split up your payments or your budgets. Allocate a little bit of that towards fun, vacation, travel, whatever it is. And you can do this without sabotaging your future retirement goals. I separate mine into things like YouTube, which is a hobby of mine, vacations. I opt into going to things like shows or experiences, movies, visit different countries to experience different cultures, sporting events. There is a lot of mental health benefits to not being so strict with your personal finances. Doing things that make you feel rich in more than just the way that money can actually make you feel. My wife and I will just go to the dollar store and buy a few art supplies and do art at home, little DIY, build gifts. It's so much fun. It gets you to communicate and establish even better relationship. We'll do things like walk the mall and judge people for all their poor decisions. It's such a good time. It doesn't have to cost you anything. So those are the 3 things that I plan to do in order to retire early. Treat my retirement fund as a non-negotiable bill that I have to pay. Prioritize making small little decisions every single day in order to contribute to that goal of retiring early, and leave room for fun. It's up to you how much room you want to leave for your fun, but you gotta leave something, or else what's the point? You're gonna end up retiring early and being like, oh, I don't want to enjoy all this money I saved because I've been so strict my whole life. Don't do that to yourself. Retiring early isn't about deprivation. It's about intentionality. When you prioritize your goals, track your progress, and leave some space for joy, early retirement becomes more than a dream. It's a destination. My goal is to retire at 55 years old. According to my spreadsheets, it's gonna be hard, mainly because I started late. So if you follow these tips, you can potentially retire early as well. If you're in your 20s and watching this, please just start, ask questions, write it in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed the content. Take advantage of my Christmas promotion. The subscribe button is currently free again for a limited time. So subscribe, please. Speaking of Christmas, like I said at the beginning of this video, I want a little tiny gift for those of you that have stuck around to the end of this video. So thank you, first of all. But the gift really is that this channel is for you. So I feel like it's only fair that you guys get the choice into designing the video or how it looks. So I have a little bit of space over there, right there, for, I don't know, a plant. I was thinking of putting a plant there. So I'm gonna let you decide which plant I'm gonna get. It has to be a fake plant, and turns out fake plants are very expensive, but these are the 3 options here. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know, they're here. These are the 3 options. So A, B, and C, go ahead and choose in the comments. I will let you decide the plant that gets put over there. Again, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I appreciate you. I'll see you next week.